Let's get into it with the latest on Cam Akers. The Rams, again, are trying to trade Cam Akers away. Now, a trade of Cam Akers in general isn't that shocking or whatever, but if I had a nickel for every time that Cam Akers was being publicly shopped before the trade deadline, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice. He was inactive in week 2. Kyron Williams' breakout season is here, apparently. Akers went from being the starter to, he's out of favor now. Bye. See ya. It's been an odd career so far for Akers. His numbers in week 1 were not very good. He kind of came in garbage time, so you played Akers, you got bailed out by the touchdown run, basically. Otherwise, a very disappointing performance there. He got better down the stretch in 2022. He did. 4.2 yards per carry after a bit of a slow start. Had the bad Achilles injury. Was very solid in 2020. Supposed to be a breakout year. Been a weird career for him. He's never really gotten to be the guy. It's just been odd so far for Cam Akers. Now, there are teams that make sense, whether via trade or in the event he's cut. There was a report that linked the Raiders to Cam Akers, which... interesting, would I think be kind of weird from that organizational front. The Browns make sense with Nick Chubb unfortunately out for the year. The Lions, that regime, Brad Holmes, their GM, drafted Akers in L.A. Was part of that regime, I should say. David Montgomery's banged up. The Giants are battling a Saquon Barkley injury. The Ravens have lost J.K. Dobbins. The Colts are having their weird Jonathan Taylor stuff. And if the Rams keep winning, couldn't you see Taylor going to the Rams and being crazy aggressive once again, which would be, I think, a bit out of their current MO, but they've done it before, they've done it in the past. The Dolphins get linked to every back, and the Bucs are a little bit thin behind Rachaad White. The big thing to remember here is the trade value is low. Running backs don't get moved for much these days. And I would not rule out him getting cut. Now, there was already one report saying it was maybe because of salary reasons. He's owed $1.45 million. We're talking about like less than $500,000 difference between that and the vet minimum. I don't think $500,000 is the reason why he would get cut instead. That feels like an excuse for the Rams leaking their trade interest when there hasn't actually been that much. And that's publicly available because the Rams want someone to trade for him. Maybe someone will step up. I am uncertain if that will end up happening. I think he'll find a new team soon. But if it is a trade, I think it's a late day 3 pick at best. So will the Rams trade Cam Akers? Y for yes, N for no. It's the pinned comment on today's show. So if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Let's talk 5 big stories then from exiting week 2, going into week 3. Unfortunately, kind of a 2-parter here in Cleveland. The heartbreaking news was that Nick Chubb's season is over. A nasty, gruesome knee injury. Kind of got a little bit high-low to a certain extent. Was going down. Minkah Fitzpatrick went low on the knee. The foot got caught underneath Minkah, and the knee bent over as he fell over, and the knee didn't bend that way. It's never supposed to. It's probably going to be a multi-ligament tear. It's bad for Nick Chubb. He's going to miss the rest of the season. It's a heartbreaking development from a damn good football player. So show Nick Chubb some love by spamming 24 in the comment section right now. Send some good vibes his way as he's having a second one of his career, dating back to Georgia. Horrific knee injury. Now, Deshaun Watson, meanwhile, who, unlike Nick Chubb, I have no love for, Massage Boy is a problem in Cleveland. Not like that, but on the field. 55.1% completion rate through 2 games. He's offered some good dual threat ability, 67 yards scrambling, 3 touchdowns, 4 turnovers. I did get to catch some of the all-22 of Watson, and he's just not seeing the field. He's missing open throws. He's not being accurate. The guy you remember in Houston, who I thought was overrated, has not even been that guy in Cleveland. Frankly, Deshaun Watson's been a liability both this year and last year in Cleveland. With Nick Chubb out, if he wants to run that more air raid style attack, this is going to be his chance because he's going to have to carry them now. And I think the Browns can see what they have. Unless he can flip that switch, real concern around Watson's just impact in Cleveland going forward and the regime that made the move for him. If Watson ain't it after all they gave up, they're all getting fired. And they're not getting a shot at being an NFL GM ever again. Now, today's show is made possible by Odds Are. They are not a sports book, but they are the sports betting advisor in your pocket. Download the app today, sign up for an account, and let the latest data analysis guide you through today's point spreads, money lines, and over-unders. The app's pretty straightforward. Look through all the games you might want to bet on, and it's the classic red, green, yellow system, right? If you see green, that is a smart bet. I see green on the Bills-Jets over-under from week 1. Well, guess what ended up hitting? It was the under that hit. The green nailed it. If you see yellow, you're kind of on your own. Trust your gut, whatever. If you see red, don't do it. It's not a great bet. Avoid it. Find the ones that have better value elsewhere. Steelers-Browns, I think all red ended up being pretty good. That was a weird game. It didn't make any sense. The Steelers had negative yards in the fourth quarter, and they pulled off a comeback. Have that make sense. So the red was absolutely right from that one. The Panthers, Saints, the under was the value. They nailed that one. And they are giving you a free or a special deal for being an NFL Daily listener and watcher. First 30 days of your app are free. Just go to oddsr.com/NFL Daily to download the app. That's oddsr.com/NFL Daily. 30 days free of the app. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. 5 big stories from week 2. Number 2. Let's sound the concern alarm for Justin Fields, the Bears, and the Bears fan base. There's a lot to unpack here with Fields. 2 big things. Number 1, he's struggled. That's the overarching thing, right? Why has he struggled? Well, he's not seeing the field that well. He's missing open guys. But it's not just on Fields, taking sacks and missing players and not just looking comfortable out there. I think offensive coordinator Luke Getsy has done a terrible job. Why are you not calling designed runs? Why? Are you not trying to win? You have a great athlete at quarterback. Does it make sense? Let him use his legs. The Ravens are not asking Lamar Jackson to only be a power passer. He's doing more of it, but he's still running. Let Fields run. Like that's honestly organizational malpractice to not let Justin. He's one designed run, I believe, through the first 2 games. What are we doing out there, fellas? That doesn't make sense. Justin, you got to get rid of the football still. His big issue last year, as dynamic as he was scrambling, he took too many sacks. That is still there. He has to speed up his process. I don't think he trusts what he's seeing. I don't think there's good coordination between the coaching staff and the quarterback, and that leads to a slower process. They got to get it figured out. I don't trust Getsy. I don't trust Fields right now. That is a very real problem for Chicago because they keep losing. They're going to be in quarterback range. It should be the Getsy and Fields should be tied at the hip. One's back or both are back or neither are back unless Fields can show some progress if they fire Getsy mid-year. Otherwise, got to make some changes there. So is Justin Fields the guy? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Sound off in the comments. Number 3 big story, Joe Burrow re-aggravated that calf injury. Now, the Bengals will not practice until Thursday instead of Wednesday like normal, at least open to the media, because they play on Monday Night Football. So we're going to have to wait and see what that holds for Joe Burrow after he re-injured that calf. He said he would have gone back in the game. Head coach Zach Taylor says, it's too early to tell. We'll wait and see. That's a big storyline for a struggling 0-2 Bengals squad. Now, you can get daily NFL content right here for free. All you have to do is subscribe. It's that simple. Hit that sub button for us right now. Number 4, how about the rookie quarterback play? The big 3, right? C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson. As a passer, I think pretty clearly, Stroud has been the better option. Now, he's thrown it more because Houston's been down a lot more so far, but there's still room for growth. But he has 626 yards. He's averaging over 300 yards per game. It's really good. He's just been throwing a lot because they've been down. Bryce Young, I don't love what Carolina's doing on offense. You're not doing a great job of protecting him with kind of a shaky offensive line thus far. Your receivers look old and slow. That's not good. I think the Panthers have to bring in some of the gimmicky RPO style stuff to make the offense function as it is currently built right now. Anthony Richardson, okay as a passer, has had some electric runs and would have put up better numbers had he not gotten hurt early against in week 2, which was a pretty big red flag from that perspective. 75 yards on the ground. Richardson has shown some higher level stuff. I think he's been pretty solid there. Bit worried about Bryce Young. Stroud has been decent. They've been up and down. There's no, RG3 rookie year player so far. But who do you think has been the best quarterback so far this year? CJ for CJ Stroud, BY for Bryce Young, AR for Anthony Richardson. Sound off for me. Where else but the comment section? Number 5, the Mahomes deal has been adjusted. We were going to have the updated top 10 highest paid quarterbacks, which doesn't really work because we always base that on APY, average per year, which technically isn't changing. What the Chiefs have done basically is taken a bunch of the money at the back end of Mahomes' deal and put it up into this time frame. He's getting $210.6 million, all of which is fully guaranteed, by the way, which is a massive figure for that 4-year time frame over the next 4 years. So he's getting all $52.65 million in the next 4 years. You treat it like that, he's right alongside the Joe Burrows, Lamar Jacksons, etc. It's a lot of money. It's Patrick Mahomes. It's kind of worth it. He gets the raise, the bump up, does create some cap space, as it always should have done for KC. So they'll adjust it again in 4 years. The Mahomes deal continues to be kind of an outlier, all things considered, at the quarterback spot.